This is Nikki, and I'm here to share messages that I get from Spirit for all of us who are all on this journey to love and to reunite with our divine vibrational matches in this lifetime. And today I am going to share a message from the Starman Tarot again, because yesterday gave such a great message. Yesterday I was saying about the, so I share messages that come through for through guidance that I do for people, but also just what happens in my for my path, and then hopefully that will help you in some way as well. And yesterday I was just sharing that, like, yesterday's energy, interestingly, was the Four of Pentacles, which is holding on to things, holding on to energies, and holding on to things that we can just, you know, let go, because the only person that it actually hurts is you. And I shared that I have been like, so I found out about 6 months ago that my twin had bought a house with, I don't know how long ago actually, but anyway, I'd found out that he'd bought a house with his girlfriend, which I didn't know. And so since then I have been really, well, yeah, I guess I've just been harboring this resentment, but it's been kind of like inwards, you know. I've just been like, underneath it, I was like, you know, that kind of like really really kind of like pissed off with him basically. And but also on the flip side of that, knowing that he has to go on his own path and that's what it's meant to be, and you know, and I understand the bigger picture, and it's just that we have both, you know, we both have other stuff to get on with, and that also, that's fine. I say fine. You always say that when it's like, you know, that's when you know that it that you're harboring something below, because it's fine. You know, that's sort of like, it's fine. Anyway, so that's what was yesterday, right? So today I'm curious to see, because of course energy's past, feelings past. The thing that triggered it yesterday was my twin asked me to, you know, I had to get him a parcel, and I wanted to send it to a studio where he works at, but he asked me to send it to his home. He said, send it to my house. And I was like, oh, that's so annoying, because I just felt it's really inconsiderate and insensitive, because I know it's not your house. It's your house with your girlfriend. And so therefore there is no way that I would ever send something there. So so ridiculous. And to some people that might sound really petty and everything, but you know, it is what it is. So anyway, that was the trigger for me yesterday, and on reflection now it does sound ridiculous, but that's the thing. Feelings make you do the craziest thing, isn't it? It's not like, you can't rationalize it at all. I mean, and that's the whole crux of it, isn't it? That's why when you're crazy in love, you're crazy in love, and you can get like triggered by the most ridiculous things. So I'm just going to see, but today, you know, I feel better about everything, and I'm like, yeah, okay, today feels like a better day, even though it's absolutely chucking it down here in the UK, or where I am anyway. So it's like, yeah. Anyway, so let's have a look. So we're going with the Starman Tarot, and just to say, okay, what's the energy for today? Look at that. The Ace of Cups. Oh, this outpouring of emotion. And that's the thing. The outpouring of emotion and the triggering and the kind of like, oh, that, you know, like I was saying, that only comes from feelings. That only comes because we have intense feelings, which make us think irrational thoughts, you know, act irrationally where you wouldn't do with anyone else. But you know, and that's the thing. That's this, isn't it? That's what the Ace of Cups does. And also the Ace of Cups is this, you know, gift of emotional energy, you know, the overflowing emotions. Exactly. And it doesn't always, like, I had overflowing emotions yesterday. It wasn't in a positive way, but it was an overflowing of emotion, of like, that kind of like crazy frustration, which was, a collective energy that we just need to work through, right? And it's about how we react to things. Like, so previously I would have reacted by going, what, that's so insensitive, rah, 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 rah. But I didn't this time. I just thought it to myself and then just like, worked through it. So Ace of Cups, that is the message for today. So I love it. Okay, so this is this deck. If you don't have this deck, then this deck is absolutely brilliant, because the artwork is amazing, but also because the write-up of the actual descriptions is so good and just has so much kind of like meaning. So the great joyful climax of celebration pours from the cup after a sacrifice of time, energy and comfort. It can be the union with self or with another, the graceful sense of accomplishment and fullness after a long and arduous journey. I love it, because after yesterday I do feel like it's like virtuous that, oh yeah, I didn't react, and yeah, that was like a whole it's so ridiculous. It's just, anyway, so yes, I feel all of this, like every drop of vitality has been used to reach this point. In the Ace of Cups artwork, a beautifully crafted cup or chalice, and it is really beautiful, or chalice of gold and silver is present. It overflows with life, giving waters gathered from the clouds, ravishing and pure. The abundance of life-sustaining water heralds new life, cracks open the scorched clay earth below to reveal the hidden jewel of fecundity which lies beneath it. Golden roots are nourished, growing and anchoring, seeking new intelligent pathways. They send the twisted vine bursting into the sky into freedom. A lotus flower, sensual and exquisite, innocently blooms in the foreground. It symbolizes the purity we reach when we overcome the muddy waters of attachment and desire. Right, so yes, we have to release, and I was like dead for sure holding on to resentment. Dead for absolute sure. And then by the end of the day, I sort of tired myself out with it, and I was like, oh, this is so ridiculous. And I just sort of like, I really have to let this go now. And and so yes, there is, and that's what gives you the freedom, right? Because then you have this sort of sense of cleansing and freedom, and like, oh yeah, the only person that I'm annoying is myself. So like, that's what I mean. There's so, the cards. I mean, the cards never ever lie, right? So the tide comes in at last, the replenishing water returns, and everything feels the surge of this peak experience. The ecstatic pulse of existence rises and sweeps away negativity, cleansing you of the past sacrifices and discomforts, and now renewing you. The Ace of Cups communicates the energy of regeneration. Barren items can now bear fruit. Ideas requiring a tremendous amount of hard work and sacrifice can now be realized. Consciously open yourself to receiving this nourishing stream of calm, flowing energy into your life and see it birth a new way of life. The theme of regeneration is connected to the fountain of youth in mythological tales, the search for the spring which purportedly restores the youth of anyone who drinks its waters, thus becoming re-enchanted with life. For the fountain enlivens those with creative possibilities. As life nourishes you, so you wish to give in return. Offer your brilliance to the altar of love, a deep loving and appreciation for the life you have been gifted. So that is so perfect, isn't it? Because it's this new wave of release, letting go, rebirth, regeneration. It's like, okay, let my cup be overfloweth again. So allow the replenishing energy to wash over you, abundance of growth, offer your creative brilliance and your love. Okay, so I definitely feel like this today, there's this new wave of like, release, freedom, letting go. And I'm going to do some channelings for people today, because over the last few days, not surprisingly, as I've said, I wasn't in the right frame of mind to do any channelings or do any, it would have probably come out with anger. But anyway, now I feel better again. So I'm like, okay, I can start doing them again now. So let's just see what the Messages of Love Oracle is for today. And we'll see what our divine counterparts want to say. But that is so, just in that, it is like drink lots of water, take a bath, wash away any energies that, we no longer need. Cleanse yourself, have the intention that that bath washes away all of those like resentments that you hold on to. And like I was saying, mine was not even it wasn't that I was holding on to it subconsciously. I was very aware of it. I was like, but I just kept, basically almost just like, joking about it. But I was like, yeah, but the deep down, I know that I just need, it's not even deep down. It was like on the surface, I was mad. So just need to let it go. So that's the message. So the message yesterday was about, releasing. Interesting to see what the Messages of Love Oracle today is. So we have the Ace of Cups for today, which again is that overflowing of emotional energy, whichever way that goes for you. It's the it's the forgiveness. I mean, seriously. So firstly, we always have to forgive ourselves for feeling, because then you feel like, oh, I shouldn't feel like that, blah, 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 blah. But obviously we are human. We are living a human experience. Therefore, forgiveness is key. The first person that we always forgive is ourselves. When I started going on this sort of like healing path, and I remember that I was really concentrated about healing everyone else. And I just wanted to heal everyone that came across my path, and I was really intrigued to know what happens and why, and I would track it, and I'd follow all the, like ask them to come back to me and tell me what's happened with their head, all the different things like headaches and pregnancy and crazy things, not crazy things, but loads of different stuff. And I remember going to this one course, which was at this London School of Psychics, and it was a shamanic course, and in that you had to face your shadow. And it was the first time I'd done any shadow work, because before that I'd predominantly doing Reiki and crystal and working with crystals. And so then it was like we had to journey, we had to face our own shadow. And I was like, whoa, oh no, I don't want to do that. And I was like, no. I was more focused on, and that's the whole point. You can't heal anyone else until you go through your own healing journey. That's what makes you a better healer. Or, working with energy, whether you call it, it's basically all energy work, isn't it? And so as we clear our energy, we become more powerful in that energy work. So it's all about process of letting go and letting in more light, and through that process of facing your own shadow. And I just remember in this, it was a shamanic journey, and the shaman guided us to this room, and in the room there's a wardrobe, and you open the wardrobe door, and in the wardrobe is your shadow, and this is what you're basically then you learn the lessons from your shadow, and you have conversations, so whatever is in that wardrobe. And I was like, I remember when I was doing the journeying, I was so reluctant to open the wardrobe. I was like, no, I'm not. And this is all, in your subconscious state. And I was like, no, I'm not going to open that wardrobe. And I was like, no, thanks. And I was like, basically in this journey going, no, I'm good, thanks. I don't need to open the wardrobe. And it took a really long time. And I could see that in my subconscious, my hand was like going towards the handle. And then it was like, no, actually, no, I'm good. I don't need that. And then eventually, I opened the wardrobe, and there I am facing me. And I was like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. I'm my own worst enemy, as we all are, we all are, because we don't like facing our shadow. We don't like facing that stuff that's like right in our face all the time and then being mirrored to us all the time as well by, you know, all of the, you know, all the experiences that we bring into our awareness, really. So, so I guess the message is today is to say, love your shadow, right? That outpouring of love, to allow yourself to release that negativity, because that's the only way it really happens. You have to love, you have to shine a light on the negativity and really love it, to give it space to allow it to be free. So that is the message. So we also have that forgiveness. We have to forgive ourselves. That's the most important bit. And then one last message, and it is, ooh, children. So if you, like, I always say that my guidance has always said that I will have kids with my twin, which, you know, as the years go by, I'm getting, you know, I'm like, well, I mean, geez, if it happens soon, otherwise, I don't know even know if I could have them, you know. And but these are the things, and then, you know, my guidance always says it doesn't, you know, you have to really put all of the old ways of thinking out the window. You know, it's just, that's out the window. It's what we want for you, as in we, as in the collective energy of what we need to have you to do here on this earth this time round, to bring in a new wave of that energy. Look at that. This relationship can stand the test of time. So whatever you're being guided, you know, however it kind of like makes you question things or any of that stuff, then just really believe that, you know, anything is possible. That's what we're being told. That's what we've been guided to. That's what we are here to kind of live and breathe, right? Even though it does seem totally bonkers. You just think, really? I'm not sure how that's going to happen. But anyway, you know, we have to live with open hearts and just believe in our intuition. And, you know, one great thing is that I heard back from the Vibrarian yesterday. I shared in yesterday's message, the Vibrarian, she also has a channel on here. And there were so many synchronicities in the messages. And again, you know, it's those sort of things, those connections that you just think, okay, we can't all be, you know, they're so powerful, the connections, they're so powerful, the synchronicities. So, you know, that's happening for a reason, that we're all being connected all over the world. And to anchor in this new wave of energy, I mean, and you feel it, you see all the messages, you see the signs, you know, that's real. That's not like, we're not making it up, you know. So let's just wait and see. Let's buckle up and enjoy this crazy, crazy, crazy little ride we're on. One more. Look, trust. I knew it. I knew it. There was like just calling me to do one more card, which is trust. It is safe to trust in this connection. It is safe to trust in this situation. So keep putting one foot forward. Keep releasing. Keep letting go of energies you no longer need. Keep letting go of resentment, and then forgive yourself for the resentment and forgive your twin because, you know, we basically planned it this way. So that's what we have to remember, that all of these things happen for us to release, let go, and become more of who we are meant to be. So I really hope that helps. If you would like to have a healing, a reading, a channeling, to get any of my services, please do. All details are in the link below. But in the meantime, I hope you stay well, stay bright, and stay switched on to the light. See ya. Bye.